Okay, Ray laid down the truth. Back with People's Choice, an artist interview for the 1128 Lit Linguistics show. We have Cosplay the Poet here. And yeah, she's on the lineup. And I've been seeing her. It's so interesting what she does. She's a cosplay artist and poet. Like, it's so amazing. Like, her makeup and costumes and stuff are so amazing. I look forward to this show with you. Tell me how you got started in poetry and cosplay.
Okay. So I got started in poetry when I was probably like 8 or 9.
Wow.
So I was like a mama's girl, and I did not want to disappoint her. So saying certain things to her face, it was just like, so she'd be like, just write it down. So I write it down, and it would turn into, but she also used to make me write if I do some bullshit.
Yeah,
so, you know, sit down and write this down 100 times. I will wear shoes, or I will whatever the thing is.
You got good at writing, though.
I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started with her just handing me like that pen and paper. Wow. And I started doing little poems in school, and I started getting recognized. In 3rd grade, they threw me into this speech league where I had to do a monologue, and I ended up placing 2nd. And they're like, okay, she got something with this. So
okay, you got to give the gab.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
So that's how I started with cosplay. This actually started around COVID, like 2019.
Oh, wow.
I always liked dressing up, but I never figured out like where I was going to go with any of this stuff. So throughout that time, my mom had got diagnosed with cancer. And I was trying to find a job to let me work 4/10 so I could be off on Thursday so I could take her to chemo. Okay. But everything was shutting down, so I was having a hard time finding somebody to give me a set schedule. You know, they wanted you on their schedule at that time. So I ended up like, well, damn, what am I going to do? I need to make some money, you know, and I ended up doing cosplay. I'm posting pictures. People are not responding to like me saying, hey, let's do this community work. Let's do this, let's do that. But when I post a picture of myself, it's doing numbers. So I'm like, okay. So I went to like every thrift store, every dollar store around that time because it was Halloween, and I started buying anything I could make a costume out of. Okay. And then I just started posting. And I'm noticing like, okay, people are really paying attention. So then I started OnlyFans. Okay. On the creative side, because at the time I didn't know they had a creative side. I thought it was just porn. And then I see this guy post.
I don't know nothing really about it, but that's cool.
So this guy was posting like artwork throughout the time because the art galleries were closed. But you had to pay to see the art. So when I saw that, I thought, oh my God, I didn't even know this was an option. So I went on, you sign up, and they ask you which side you're doing, and then they're specific on what the rules are for each side. And so I started just redirecting everybody to that page, and they were just paying to literally see these cosplay pictures. Wow. So I was making about like $500 a month just doing this. And I thought, okay. And then I wanted to go outside. I said, well, I like the way I look. I want to take this out the door. And I went to, I had been performing off and on. Like Chris invited me out all the time, Kaiser, to perform. I've been in the authors expos that he's had. Yes. And then I did Sunday Spitters along a while ago when Irvin was doing that. Been out to, I forgot what the name of the place that Preston had out in North County where they were doing the open mics. Shade. Yeah, been out there. So I've been performing for a long time. I went to Hearthstone, so I used to perform there at their open mics all the time. So performing wasn't new to me, but I'd never done it in character. Okay. And so I went to Word Up one day and did it in character, and everybody was like, oh my God, you know, so it just encouraged me to every time now I come out, every single time. So today I'm Velma.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Okay, that's exactly what I was going to ask. Yeah. So every time you do a performance, is your costume in correlation with the pieces you're going to do? Yeah. They are. Okay, that's awesome.
So like today, the reason I'm Velma, I've been finding little breadcrumbs all this week throughout my life, little bits and pieces, and I'm putting little things together, and I feel like I'm growing spiritually as a mom, as a businesswoman, as a creative. And so I've just been picking up all these little pieces throughout the week. So I thought Velma was fitting for today.
I see. Okay. I like how your mind works. Okay. So what are some of the favorite shows / open mics you've been to? You said you've been around for some, because you named Shade, and that was at least 3 years ago. So what are some of the, wait a minute. What year did you first step out on the open mic scene here in St. Louis?
Oh, man. I don't even know. It was so long ago.
Okay.
Because I was still in college. So I was still in college. So I graduated college 2009. So it was somewhere between 2007, 2009. When I first came out, so my name is Kelby. So I was going by Kelby Elise, which is my first, my middle name. And Irvin used to always try to get me to come out to a show and perform. And because I would read poems to them all the time, but it just wasn't my thing to just be out and do the open mics like that. It's like I perform. I didn't care because I used to perform for schools and different events. So it didn't matter.
Not for an open mic.
Yeah, it didn't matter how many people were in the crowd. I just was like, I just didn't think about it. I used to go just to watch them.
Right.
Because I like to hear them. And one of the people I used to love to hear perform was Kels. When Kels used to perform, she always had such this like subtle, soft voice to it, but her words were so damn powerful. And I was like, oh my God, this is like sexy but direct, you know, deep, you know, it was just so many different things at one time. And she was one of the people that inspired me to say, you know what, I am gonna go ahead and spit something on the mic one time. So
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Okay, so we talking about at least 13 years, 14, 15 years. Okay, that's amazing. So what are some of the favorite mics you've touched then?
Honestly, I really like going to Word Up right now.
Yeah.
That's been my favorite thing to do lately.
Shout out Energy.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Energy. It's so much love every time you walk in the room. I love going to Legacy because the Knicks are such a comfortable, you know, family to be around. They're always showing love.
Shout out them too.
Definitely, definitely so. And right now there are just so many cool people that I see that are coming out consistently performing. And I'm just happy to see them and be performing with them. Yeah. And I really think if people start, like now where everybody's out doing their thing, but if people really start collaborating,
networking,
yes, that's what I'm here to see right now. So I'm like itching just to see people start working together.
And they are.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing it like in all corners. So it's a beautiful thing. Like and sometimes they start one place and end up another. But like you see the stepping stones, you know, of each placement and stuff. And it's so beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
Even with the petty shit we got going on, the good shit trumps it 10 times over. You know, right now I feel like St. Louis, we have so many artists out here getting it. Like doing their own thing, focusing on them and building themselves and then collaborating and reaching back. And it's beautiful. So I've seen you around and stuff. I've definitely heard you on the mic maybe 2 or 3 times. And every time I hear, I'm like, man, you're creative. You definitely have power behind your words. So we're honored to have you on this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we are definitely honored. Now tell them how you can find you to book you for cosplay.
Okay.
Poetry.
Okay.
All that stuff.
So I am the cosplay poet on everything. So that's on YouTube, that's on Facebook, that's on Instagram, that's on TikTok, the cosplay poet. If you want to email me for a booking, email me at Kitty Pink. That's KITTYPINKLLC@gmail.com.
Thank you, love. We're so honored and excited to see what you bring to the show. Like, you know, each
I got
one
a little
of you
something special coming too.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I'm excited. I'm super, super excited. So thank you. We love you. We wish you well on your endeavors.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, it's such a blessing to see you around every time. You're such a authentic energy, and I love it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we look forward to it. Thank you, love.